Hey guys, how's it going? So, long time no video. I was in a process of moving, so new background, new everything. But I did get the Olympus lens about a week ago, and I have some things to say about this lens. But first, let's go ahead and talk about the price, because that's probably going to be the only downfall of this lens. The price is about $1,200, $1,300 depending on where you get it, what the deal is of that website. Is it tax free? Stuff like that. But overall, it's probably gonna run you even $1,000 if you buy it used. But this looks identical pretty much to the 12 to 40 that I'm using now in terms of looks. So I mean, if my camera will focus, is there enough light in here? Is there good light? I can never tell with the Gh5. But yeah, overall, I mean, this lens is built pretty much like a tank. Beautiful lens, gorgeous. Everything's all written out. It has that brushed look right here with that subtle blue right there that you guys can't even see. There's a little blue streak. Overall, I mean, this lens is really built like a tank. It's pretty heavy, not as heavy as as a full frame lens, but still pretty chunky. Especially if you take off the cover and everything, it's a pretty wide big lens. So yep. Speaking of the cover, this lens, the one I'm using now, has this type of cover. So you do that and then you pop it into the lens, which some, including me, don't really like because a little dust or dirt in there, and then you're gonna scratch your lens because you're actually touching the lens. With this, they did a cool little thing where the little what's it called? The finger grabbers, whatever. They're actually on the outside right here and right there. So all you gotta do is just twist and turn, and then this goes over the actual lens hood. So this doesn't actually touch the lens itself, which is always a good thing. But yeah, why am I talking so much? Let's go ahead and put this thing on the Gh5 and see what a huge difference this lens does make. So if you guys are even vlogging with this lens, you're gonna know how this looks like. So let's go ahead and do that now. I won't touch the actual tripod. I'm not gonna move the camera for its original position, but I am just gonna take this lens off, put this lens on, and show you guys a comparison of this room. So let's go ahead and do that now. So what a difference, honestly. This thing is fantastic. I mean, I am about a foot away from the actual lens, and as you guys could see, like, you can hold this camera pretty close to you and still get a fantastic wide shot. Let's check out the autofocus. I still think this has, no, the 12 to 40 has better autofocus than this one by a little bit. So this room is fairly lit. There's a window right there. There's pretty much no natural light coming from this side, so we'll see if that affects it. But let's just go ahead and put this up and see if it will autofocus. I can't even tell if it's autofocused, is it? Yeah, there it goes. So it all depends on the light that you have, if this thing will autofocus good or not. Obviously, it also depends on the contrast. So if I put up my Apple TV remote, it should autofocus pretty quickly. There you go. So this is a contrast-based autofocus. So if you're focusing on something that's primarily black, it's gonna have a really kind of a tough time to see what you want to autofocus to, the wall or this. So let's go ahead and try that again. And that time it autofocused pretty quick. Let's try that one more time with this. And I don't know if you guys can hear that, but the autofocus motor is yeah, there you go. The autofocus motor is kind of audible. I don't know. I have a shotgun mic, so we'll see if that picks it up. But if you're filming out in public, you won't notice at all, obviously. Let's go ahead and try to autofocus on here. Yeah, so it all depends on the contrast. That's literally the trick. If you have a good contrast, it's gonna autofocus pretty good. Let's try this. Yeah, there you go. So it works. It works pretty good. Let me know if that sound annoys you guys. If it does, that's something to look into if you want to buy this lens or not. But I'm gonna go outside right now. I'll take a few clips. It's not gonna be really anything big. I'll take a few clips of video, a few photographs to show you guys what this lens can do, how wide it is. So you guys can tell me if you like it or not. But personally, I mean, for vlogging, if you want really high quality vlogs or high quality traveling videos, this lens is pretty much the best you're gonna get on a micro four thirds camera that's actually native. So, all right, let's go ahead outside and take a few shots. So this is what it looks like when you're sitting in the car. And again, this thing is such a lifesaver because one, I don't even need a GorillaPod because I'm not even holding this camera out that far for it to be uncomfortable. Two, even with the GorillaPod, even with this camera without a pod, I could not hold this camera where it's at and get this angle. I would literally have to hold it like pretty much like right about here, and I'm touching the windshield right now. So yeah, this saves a lot of arm strain if you're vlogging outside, because obviously the closer you can get the camera to, you know, your body, the closer your elbow is to your body, the less strain you have. So there you go. This is how it looks like in the car. So there you guys have it. This wasn't meant to be any sort of like long video or extra scientific video. This was really meant to, you know, for the average person to click on to see if they like this lens or not. In my opinion, I mean, God, it depends, because like if you have a budget for it, if you want to make some high quality vlogs, high quality traveling videos, real estate photography, and you own a micro four thirds camera, this is literally the best lens ever that you can buy for the Gh5 or any micro four thirds camera. It really is. Like, if you're looking for a better lens, you simply will not find it. Yeah, you can go the route of getting a Metabones and a Sigma 1835, which is like the most popular lens for filmmaking and for vlogs and all that, but that's going to be way more expensive than this lens right here, because the Metabones by itself is like $600, I think. But you know, it's a good lens. I love it. I love it. It's definitely, you know, it's way better than the Panasonic 7-14 because you get that few extra stops of light with this. But is that worth the extra $400 to $500? Let me know, guys.